All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about something you probably do, I don't know, dozens of times a day without even thinking about it. Turning onto a side road. Yeah, it seems super simple, but that little maneuver is actually packed with hidden dangers and snap decisions.
So, quick question for you. When you think about dangerous driving, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it, flying down the highway at 70 miles an hour? Or maybe trying to navigate one of those chaotic city intersections with traffic coming from every direction?
Well, you might be surprised to find out that the biggest risks aren't always out there on the open highway. A lot of the time, they're hiding in those quiet little moments we completely take for granted, like pulling out from a sleepy side street. That's where so many of the near misses actually happen. So let's really break down this surprisingly dangerous turn. It feels so routine, so automatic, and that is exactly why it's so risky. These moments, the ones we barely think about, are the ones that can catch even the most seasoned drivers completely off guard. Okay, so to really get a handle on this, we need to know what we're up against. And I think it helps to personify these dangers, to think of them as 4 different driver types that we all encounter and sometimes become. So let's meet the culprits. First up, we have the hasty driver. And come on, we've all been this person, haven't we? You're running late, you're stressed out, you can just feel the clock ticking. And that's when you do it. You see a tiny gap in traffic, a gap you'd normally ignore, and you just go for it. And this really gets to the heart of it psychologically. It's not just about being impatient. It's about how that feeling of pressure can make us completely abandon our normal, cautious judgment. It is a classic mistake born from being in a rush. Next up is the oblivious driver. Now, this one is really interesting because it's not about what you can't see. You might see the other car perfectly fine. Heck, they might even be looking right at you. The real danger here is a total breakdown in anticipating what they're actually going to do. And here's the fatal flaw. You assume they see you and that they're going to yield. But relying on an assumption is one of the biggest gambles you can take on the road. You absolutely have to wait for them to act, not just trust what you think they're going to do. Then, of course, you have the good old obscured threat. This is your classic blind spot, but it's one created by the environment itself. A huge parked truck, a row of bushes, even the corner of a building. Any of these can hide an entire car until it's way, way too late. And finally, we have a huge trap, especially at busy junctions. Let's call this one the follower. This is just pure herd mentality. The car in front of you pulls out, and without thinking, you just go right after them. This is just so dangerous. Why? Because you're assuming that the gap that was safe for them is still safe for you. But traffic apps can close in a blink. You're basically outsourcing your own safety check to the person in front of you, and that can be a disaster. You have to do your own look every single time, no exceptions. Okay, so now that we know these 4 troublemakers, how do we beat them? Well, it all starts with one fundamental bedrock principle: mastering the right-of-way. First things first, let's get our terms straight. A side junction is just any place where a smaller road meets a bigger, main road. And the number 1 rule, the one you have to burn into your brain, is that traffic on that main road almost always has priority. They get to go first. And look, this hierarchy isn't a suggestion. It's the law. Main road traffic has priority, period. If you're on the side road, you wait. You obey the stop signs, you obey the yield signs, and no matter what, pedestrians in a crosswalk always have the right of way. All right, so we know the dangers, we know the rules. Now let's put it all together into an actual game plan. Think of this as your mental checklist, your toolkit for staying in control and making smart decisions instead of just reacting. As you're coming up to a junction, it's not enough to just see that a car is coming. You've got to judge its speed. Is it slowing down, speeding up? You have to be actively scanning for anything that might be blocking your view, and make a point to look specifically for pedestrians and cyclists. They're so easy to miss. And maybe most importantly, manage your own speed. Slowing down buys you precious reaction time. But what if you can't see? What if it's foggy or a big truck is blocking everything? You need a totally different strategy. First, slow way down. Turn your headlights on so other people can see you. Stop completely to get your bearings, even if there isn't a stop sign. Then creep forward, just an inch at a time. And here's a fantastic pro tip. Crack your window. Sometimes you can hear traffic, you can't see it. Okay, now this is one of the most important practical tips you will ever hear. When you're waiting to make a left turn, keep your wheels pointed straight ahead. Don't turn them into the lane. Why? Well, think about it. If someone rear ends you and your wheels are turned, you get shoved directly into oncoming traffic. But if your wheels are straight, you just get pushed forward. It is a tiny, tiny habit that could literally save your life. So we've been talking about the why behind these rules, right? But what about the biggest rule of them all? The one that's so fundamental we don't even question it. Why do some of us drive on the right side of the road and others on the left? It feels totally random, but the real story is, well, it's pretty wild. And don't for a second think this is just some tiny little quirk. Today, a full 35% of the world drives on the left. We're talking about massive countries, the UK, Australia, India, Japan. The other 65%, the majority, drive on the right. So how did we end up so divided? Believe it or not, it might all go back to knights on horseback. The theory is, in medieval times, you'd keep to the left to make sure your right arm, your sword arm, was free and facing any oncoming threat. Much later, huge freight wagons in France and the US were easier to control from the right. And then empires like the British and French just spread their driving habits all over the globe. It's so ingrained that when Sweden switched sides in 1967, it was a massive national event. So this all begs a huge question. Is one side actually safer than the other? And you know what? The data says a clear and resounding no. What really creates safety has almost nothing to do with which side of the road you're on. It's about the entire ecosystem, the quality of the roads, how well drivers are educated, and whether traffic laws are actually enforced. And that really brings us right back to the whole point. True safety on the road isn't about mastering some complex, high-speed maneuver. It's about awareness in the small moments. It's about building good habits and, most importantly, understanding the why behind the rules so you can think for yourself and adapt to any situation that comes your way. Which really makes you think, doesn't it? Knowing that centuries of history decided something as basic as which side of the road we drive on, what other simple, everyday rule has an incredible hidden story that we've just never even thought to ask about? Something to chew on. Stay safe out there.
Please like, subscribe, and get notified.